emerging in this space, coming into the U.S. I think they're going to do some big things here. So, look, this was in 2 months, and we got 56 people. So great job to Nikki and the crew with Sigma. Keep supporting them in any events that they have across the United States, and go to Malta as well, right? Go to the Malta event maybe. But good job, Nikki. Also want to mention, make sure you get with my man Tanner over here with USA Wager. He's doing video. He's doing little video clips. If you want to get your brand mentioned, all right, get your brand mentioned, or just do something. We're doing kind of a full video of this event. If you want to go out and talk with him, just say a few words, say hello, say who you're with. That would be awesome. Go spend a few minutes doing that. All right, that's about all I have. Now I'm going to introduce Mark. US, and excited to hear what Mark has to say. So welcome him big time.
Again, I want to thank Sigma for putting this together, and appreciate the partnership with IAGA. And just real quick, I'm just going to touch on kind of how we got here. When we think about what's been happening across the country, you had gambling in Nevada, and honestly, there's only going to be about an hour, so I don't want to keep it from dinner. About 10 minutes. But when you really think about what's been happening in the U.S., right? We had gambling mostly in Nevada until you get to 76 in New Jersey, and then the first casino in 78, and then really nothing happens for another decade in the United States until you get iGathering in 88 with the tribal gaming, and Iowa with the first riverboat casino in 89. And then again, it takes 33 years here in the U.S. just to get to 30 jurisdictions for commercial casinos. The most recent, obviously, Virginia last year. And, I was kind of thinking back about how this has occurred. I don't know if anyone was in D.C. in December of 2014 when the Supreme Court was listening to the Murphy versus NCAA case, or only the Christie case. If you were there, it was kind of interesting. It was kind of the boys against the girls with the justices asking their questions. And you kind of get a sense as to how it's going to come out. But there were a number of us in Macau in May of 2015. And we were on a panel, we were talking about it, and we were like, it's the third Monday in May, and we should be getting this decision today. And it was later that night when we finally got notice that the Supreme Court had decided to strike down past right, and we had a sports report. But as we were talking in Macau, and in the months after that, other than New Jersey, you kind of thought about what happened with internet gambling, right? New Jersey in 2012 had it. 9 years later, we now have 5 jurisdictions with internet casino gaming. 9 years, five jurisdictions. Michigan just a few months ago. So there was no way any of us could have contemplated that in 3 years and 1 month. 31 jurisdictions in the United States are going to approve sports betting. It's phenomenal how quickly that rolled out. Currently, 22 jurisdictions are live. 12 of them online, 6 in person. We've got 4 lotteries that run all the sports betting in their particular states: Montana, Oregon, New Hampshire, Rhode Island. And it's amazing to see how quickly that's happened. And now with the addition of Florida, conceivably, by this coming sports season, 58% of the adult population in the United States can place a bet on a football game. I know there's a variety of things that may have to still happen in Florida, but it's stunning to think about how quickly this has occurred in only 3 years. To talk about the numbers and what that means. 2020, again, a really odd year. Right? A couple of months when we didn't have any sports betting. I think maybe Korean ping pong and Lithuanian field hockey or something. From a GGR perspective, did 1.5 billion in GGR with 19 jurisdictions. When we think about that and compare it with iGaming and the importance of an online casino, there were only 4 jurisdictions in 2020. But those 4 jurisdictions, again, every year, did 1.6 billion in GGR. Obviously, a little different demographic, different whole percentage, but the online casino gaming part is a critical component of this as it grows. I'm sure in Florida, that's going to be revisited. Not now, not in a few years, but 100% I guarantee that you're busy before the end of the compact 30 years from now. But it's an important component for the gaming community. When you look at even just this first quarter this year, right, we've had now additional jurisdictions come on, 968 million in GGR in the first quarter alone. 64% of everything that sports wagering did last year, we did in one quarter. iGathering, same thing. 5 jurisdictions now, $760 plus million in GGR. Obviously, didn't get out sports wagering, but you've got the heaviest sports bet event in the United States in March. It's not the Super Bowl, but March Madness. All but 3 games are ended in March. And obviously, you have the casino circuit. So we're seeing maybe a little bit of flattening on the iGaming, but still almost 50% of the revenue that was generated last year was generated in the first quarter of this year. So it's amazing what the online and retail sports are able to do. You know, when we talk about the compact, just a couple of real high points. I'm sure the folks here in Florida know a lot more of the details. It's been in the press, but it's a 30-year exclusive deal for the tribe. They get, for the brick and mortar facilities, new table games, roulette, craps, and other things that they can bring to the floor, which is very important for the tribe and its growth. But more importantly, they've got online and retail sports. It's an exclusive deal. Now, you know, it's the state and I think the Seminole tribe thought ahead of this. There is an incentive to create partnerships with the parent-mutual operations. I think that's very good for the market. I think that's good for the state. They also have the ability to partner with existing platforms. And I think that's huge given the number of tourists that come into the state. You know, if you're visiting and you have a BetMGM or a Rushdie or a FanDuel or a Graphics Kings account, it's conceivable that you'll be able to come here to Florida, use your existing account, your existing funds, and place it that way you're here. Obviously, a rev share back to the tribe, and you get a huge boost for Florida. So you've got the 3rd largest state that's now going to have sports wagering, more than 17 million adults out of the population of 21 million, a tourist mecca, 140 million. We'll talk about 2019, not 2020. But when you look at those numbers and you compare with what's been happening, the volume is staggering in Florida. So if there's any reporters in the room, you can't quote me on this because I'm not a statistician, I'm not a finance guy. I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. So when you look at those numbers in the states that do have online, but aren't huge tourist attractions, tourist destinations, there's somewhere between $250 and $350 in volume per adult. You apply that math to Florida, and you are easily at $5 billion in Florida for sports betting, especially because of the online component. When you think then about the tourist industry, right? Nevada gets 38, 40 million, but you recognize most of those folks are gamblers. In Florida, again, at 120 to 140 million. Split the pot a little bit. And looking at the numbers that New Jersey and Nevada do, this is conceivably an $8 billion to $12 billion annual market. And that's just a magnitude different as to what's happening in this country. So I'm gonna stop there. Again, thank you for coming. Just want to kind of give a little foundational as to what we're seeing and what's happening across the country. Definitely keep an eye on Florida. I know there's still a few legal wranglings that are going to occur. If I'm a betting man, which I'm not, I probably wouldn't bet that you can place a bet by this fall. I am very optimistic that that will happen. And as soon as it starts to roll, it's really going to go well. So again, thank you all for coming. It's fantastic. Sigma, again, thanks for putting this together. I'm so excited to get out of my house out of my teammates.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much. That was really great information. Once again, thank you, everybody. Dinner will be served over there in the corner. The bar is still open if you guys need more drinks. Later on this evening, you can join us on the terrace. We will be serving some cigars for anybody who is interested. So stick around, mingle, have fun, and